Hi, I'm Jack.
And I'm Steph.
You're watching Applewood.
And this is Football is Done Out Here.
Here's what's coming up on today's show. What do you feel Aubameyang needs to succeed as a captain?
He needs another manager.
Yeah. Now when you score a goal, you're like, oh, is it a goal? Got away.
Give it a minute. But Liverpool don't look like they want to lose at all this season. So, Man City or Liverpool? We're back to that debate. I'm still calling.
Can you ask me again on Monday or Sunday after the game? It'd be no good for this, but what is it? If Liverpool beat them on Sunday, Liverpool will be 9 points clear. Yeah. But it's still before Christmas, so there's still loads of football to play. I think we're not there yet, but we're not in must-win territory yet for Man City.
No, of course not.
It's still just 6 points. So if it's a draw, it works out. But if Liverpool win, that's a big gap to make up. But if anyone can mess it up, it's Liverpool Football Club.
But Liverpool don't look like they want to lose at all this season.
No, and some of the mind games have been starting, haven't they? Pep talking about diving and stuff like that.
I don't think Mane's a diver.
Yeah,
I've seen him on.
I think so many of them are.
I've seen him like juggling tackles too many times.
Yeah, I think some of them are. As soon as they get in that box, he's like, "Oh, someone's tapped me!" Ah, throw himself on the floor. Like, that would not make you fall over.
What you got to look at is refs don't give penalties unless they do that. You've seen honest players, and they don't get a pen.
A foul isn't a foul anymore.
You saw blatant pens go to VAR, and then they say, no, it's not.
Hold that thought. We're going to discuss the nightmare that is VAR.
So if you have to be theatrical, that's what you have to do.
Yeah. I'll be 99% sure if Liverpool win on Sunday, they're probably going to win the league.
You're going to start coming over to this side.
You obviously got to change your point of view. I'm not that stubborn. David, what is it? When they're a point away from winning it. No, it's still going to be sixes. It's still going to come back. But yeah, like I said, it's just relentless. Even that game against Aston Villa.
Yeah, they're
just finding ways to win.
But they're finding ways to
win.
Finding ways not to lose, more importantly.
And now it's even the jokes are starting. It's the luck's going their way as well. Christmas is going to be tough for them because they've got They've got to play 2 games in 24 hours.
Kicking off about that. Who arranges this stuff?
But it's because of the Club World Cup, isn't it? It's because they're playing in that as well. So obviously I think they're going to send their main team to that, and then Dejan Lovren and the under-16s are going to be left to play in the Carabao Cup against, is it Villa? And as Klopp sort of said, you only get an opportunity to play in the competition. Is it a Mickey Mouse competition? Maybe, but you only get an opportunity to play in it if you've won the Champions League, which doesn't come around all that often. So they may as well make the most of it.
But I don't think he cares as much as he's making out.
Probably not.
Because he doesn't care about the
You'd rather win the
Carabao.
league.
He will send out a kids team with none of his starters or his subs, so he's not going to care.
And if they'd offered you at the start of the season, you're going to be this far ahead in the Premier League. Oh, but by the way, in November you've got to go to Dubai. You'd be like, oh. Or you use it as a warm weather training kind of thing. Do you think we have too many competitions with all these games?
Yeah, because as I was just saying, like nobody apart from I would say Man U cared about the Carabao Cup. Everybody put out a completely changed team apart from them. Like you watch the Klopp and Emery just put out a bunch of kids. They didn't want to continue in the competition. So what's the point in having it?
But I think there is a point in having it because it is an opportunity for youngsters to play and come through. And also it gives opportunities for lower league clubs to play against the big teams.
You got the FA Cup for that.
Yeah, I know, but that's only one competition.
So what you need? You need 10.
No, and I think you only get teams that start moaning about stuff like this. Once in a blue moon, when Liverpool have got to play in a Club World Cup because they've won a Champions League, boo-hoo! We won the Champions League, then we've got to play in an extra competition. Your fault. You only moan about it when clubs are struggling. We've got loads of injuries. We haven't got that bigger squad. It's your fault. Play some kids. Manage your teams better.
Do you care about these cups?
Pardon? If Newcastle got to the final of the Carabao Cup, you better believe I'm at Wembley. Because it's another competition that someone could win. It's something tangible. For these teams that were in the Champions League year in year out, don't care about it.
How often is it won by a team that doesn't win the Champions League and league all the time? How often is it won by these small teams? They just get in it and get beat.
That's what that's what football is about, isn't it? That hope.
They have no intangible
dream.
It's like statistically impossible for them to win these cups.
We'll win it next year. No, he said that. Heard it here first. I get sometimes maybe our players are playing too many games, but I think sometimes it's about managing your players. Just because they're fit doesn't mean you have to play them, because giving them rest periods over Christmas. I know we're having a bit of a break after after Christmas break, aren't they? Instead of it literally being what it used to be, all those games through Christmas and then straight into the FA Cup, there's a bit of a break. God knows what they're going to do when the World Cup's in the winter. I don't think that's sorted out yet. So, what do we think the score's going to be Sunday?
3-2 Liverpool.
Ooh, big game. I'm going 2-2.
All I think is, because Man City ain't got defence at the moment, that's why Liverpool going to score that many goals. But I think Mane, Sterling's definitely going to score.
Yeah, the boy.
And Aguero pick one. So that would be their 2 for City. Mane 2. And
James Milner.
Henderson.
Henderson.
Yeah.
Henderson. They're still top of the league, aren't they? Henderson. Now we're going to talk about Arsenal and Xhaka can't. So the captaincy removed. Thoughts, feelings?
Well, Aubameyang saying, I am the captain now.
I'm the captain now. The Gabonese leader coming in.
I called it at the start of the season.
What, it was going to not work?
No, when he got the captaincy, because our captaincy is cursed. That's why I'm not liking it. It's gone to Auba. Anybody who's captain, something happened.
So you've had some, not bizarre, but like you said, it hasn't worked. So you had Ramsey, didn't you? Did you have Ramsey? Koscielny, God.
Cesc.
That was bizarre, wasn't it? When Koscielny left and he's all like, with the Bordeaux shirt on.
Cesc. Van Persie.
William Gallas.
So it's cursed. So I was like, yes, Xhaka's got it. He'll be gone soon. And it's happening, but they've given it to Aubameyang now. And I'm like, oh.
What are your thoughts on the whole, what Xhaka did?
Did it offend me? No. Should he have done it? No.
It's one of those, it's sort of, is it that big? Yeah. But then I looked at it and I thought, if that was the captain, my club captain doing that, I'd be raging. I'd be fuming. What? But for me, it's different because probably my club captain walking off doing that would probably be us in a relegation battle. And you're probably thinking, we don't need that right now. Whereas you, it's sort of, yes, I know it's, as a fan, horrible, but...
What's annoying me is everybody's reducing the conversation to, mental health and stuff like that, and you shouldn't be... But I was like, it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. He got jeered, he's playing rubbish, he's getting jeered, he then reacts to the crowd, then they start booing him, and then he comes off. Whatever is happening on Twitter is a separate conversation.
Because I heard someone, I think it was on one of the TalkSport or Radio 5 Live, rang in and said about initially when he got subbed, there was just a small section of the fans that were jeering, which he then reacted to, and then everybody booed. Yeah, and everyone went. So.
But they're making out like the story is he's been told this about his family, and that's why he did it. Yeah, that's not what happened.
Again, it comes back to good old Twitter.
That's what I'm saying. That's not what happened. That's a different conversation. Like I said to you in the car, so you have a bad day at work, and then you just tell me to F off.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
But even it's not about. It's not telling colleagues to F off. It's everyone paying customers.
Yeah. Like you work in a restaurant and just do that.
Yeah. It's food rubbish. How about F you, man? Huh? Go on. Yeah. Doing that, yeah.
It wouldn't happen. So I don't know why the conversation's turned into this Twitter debate, because that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Nobody held out their laptops with all these conversations for him to get upset about.
The other question is, maybe it's been a welcome distraction for Emery, because maybe it's took some of the spotlight heat off of him, but then also I think it's taking a little bit of heat off, but maybe it's increased the heat even more. As a collective now, it doesn't seem to be working, doesn't it? His messages do not seem to be being implemented on the players.
Emery's useless.
I just don't think the experiment.
I don't think he's doing anything. And at the start I said, give him time, let's see what he did. If you're not seeing anything, you got to go, yeah. What I say to it is, and people can challenge me on this, with that squad, we should be challenging. When you think player for player, if you look at the actual squad, we should be challenging. You look at players like Henderson for Liverpool. That's the coach that's got that out of him, because he was dire before Klopp went there.
Horrendous.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
So it's the coach who's made these players better. If you had a decent coach at Arsenal, I believe that team is good enough to be challenging.
So where do you go from Emery then? Because it's the dark shadow that's looming across every major football club. Jose Mourinho
just in the background.
There's that meme in there of him not poking his head behind the curtain. That looms across
every single team.
I suppose it is something that for probably big clubs and big managers, when they start to struggle, there's that niggling thought in the back of the head like, Mourinho's not in a job. And if you want that sort of maybe next season success or a push for it.
I can't stand that guy.
I can't see it at Arsenal because it's so anti-Arsenal.
And
It's
the
antithesis
way
of what
that he
Arsenal is.
used to cuss Arsenal and stuff and cuss Wenger.
Yeah, you don't get care though. They give him a call.
He's what was it? He's specialist at failure.
Failure, yeah.
And you're like, you can't have that. You can't. I just don't like it. And here's the thing when everybody's going, oh, I want Brendan Rodgers. Why is he going to leave Leicester to come to us?
Very true, yeah. That's how the football landscape's changing completely,
Why is he going to leave a more successful team to come to us?
Probably where you can think, he's thinking maybe I can get some success probably sooner here at Leicester than I could at Arsenal. Wenger went out and the whole refreshing Arsenal just hasn't worked.
No.
Because it's rot setting.
I think it's working from the top coming down. I think they're changing the board, changing the people making decisions. That's working. We're getting these high-profile players. That never happened before. As a manager...
Mate, if you're getting top quality ingredients in the kitchen and
then
we're just pouring salt and everything.
If he, after 18 months, doesn't know his best 11.
True.
And what people, they're cussing the team, and you're like, but we're playing a different system every week. And different players. How are they supposed to know what they're doing? Like, you've got a different player next to you, and we're playing a different system.
All this, what is it? The amount of points you've lost from winning positions. Like, that's mentality. That's what's been instilled on the training ground. That's
literally
coaching.
them not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
We're
winning!
What now?
And the coach is like...
He's probably told them, but I can't understand the word this guy is saying. Can you tell me when you see his press conferences? I'm like...
Evening.
Evening.
Evening. What do you feel Aubameyang needs to succeed as a captain? I think I know what he needs.
He needs another manager.
Yeah, decent coach.
That's what he needs, a decent coach that can actually push the team forward.
Evening.
It's not working. I saw the other day, one of the players went over to the side and Emery told him something. He went off and he kind of went back and he told him again. I was like, they're not getting what he's trying to tell them. It's clear to see. They're not getting it.
Down. It does feel like, do you feel Arsenal are in that sort of phase that Man United were in after Wenger left, after Ferguson left?
No.
We're not there yet, are we? Because we're on your first manager. Since,
And also, the problems at Man U are higher.
Yeah.
The problems at Arsenal are the manager.
I suppose the bar's set a bit lower, isn't it? No offence.
Yeah, it is.
Not, yeah.
But like the problems are behind the scenes at Man U. If they had Mourinho in there and he couldn't do nothing, it's the board upwards. That's their problem. Yeah. Whereas we've changed that structure.
But
at Arsenal,
made the Europa League final last year, and but there's been no improvement.
He's a specialist in failure. He's a specialist in cup competition, isn't he? He's won the Europa 3 times. Nobody's talking about the fact he got jacked out the Champions League 3 times in the same years.
True.
You know what I mean? So it's like, when we reflect now, we're like, yeah, this guy, he's just saying, he didn't do great at PSG. And you have the best players in France.
Pochettino's come out and said that VAR is changing the spirit of football, so... What do we think about that?
I was a big fan of VAR coming in. The problem we have is the same idiots that couldn't ref.
Yeah.
And now monitoring VAR.
I was watching Match of the Day too, and they were saying that the other weekend we had lots of controversies. In the Watford game, they had, I think, one of the referees, it was either Andre Mano, one of the referees was the referee on the pitch. Another one of the referees was the one doing the VAR back at Stockley Park or wherever it is. Didn't call on the decision. Then in the next game, those roles were reversed. So you've got someone thinking, well, he didn't refer that or whatever, so I'm going to look out for my mate and not do the same. I just don't think it works because they've got this system that's been brought in. They want the referees to be making the decisions on the field. So there's already been the brief of, we don't want it being referred back and you changing it. I think we had one the other week that was. I think in the Chelsea game, actually, there was one that was referred. But they want the referees making decisions, so they don't want to change decisions on the field, which I get. But they've got that monitor on the side of the pitch.
Not been used once.
But apparently they've been told not to, don't want the game broken up that much. It's already been broken up. If you're going to do something like this, you've got to go in and do it to see if it works. Because at the minute, the way it works now, it's terrible. Yeah. When you watch it on TV as a neutral, okay, it's all right because you're like, oh, VAR. But as a fan in the ground, I can imagine it's infuriating.
Because they don't know anything.
You go mad.
Yeah, they don't know anything.
The one thing I hate about it is, and that's the main thing people probably love football is, celebrating goals. Now when you score a goal, you're like, oh, is it a goal? Got away.
Give it a minute.
So that completely takes that joy out of football.
But like I say, it would work perfectly if you had competent people. Because there's been things you've looked at and everybody's gone, yeah, that is a penalty or it's not. And they've given the opposite result. And you're like, well, that doesn't... How is that possible? Like, how is it possible? You're looking at the same thing as everybody else.
Football's so subjective. Other sports, they aren't as subjective, I don't think. You think about rugby and stuff, the rules are very set. Yes, the rules are ridiculous and long and very complex, but very set. You can see that's that. Football's so subjective. And what was it? It's supposed to be got to be clear and obvious when we bring it back.
Yeah.
Some of these things now, they're taking 3-4 minutes over deliberating.
So
that's not
clear.
I was like, I just don't. I think it just needs to be used for offsides.
Yeah, but
red card,
the offsides. They're messing up the offsides.
Oh, what, the Firmino one? What,
Yeah.
His armpits. And you look at the picture, like, he's on what?
Yeah. I say just scrap it.
They won't, though. I don't think they will.
Yeah, of course they won't, but you just scrap it because it's not working for what it's supposed to be.
And
there shouldn't be any controversy.
I think when it first started, it was like, okay, it's quite quick. Now it's sort of descended into this. The Everton Spurs game, all it was VAR checks. Just constantly, oh no, checking it. Oh. And then, no, he's giving it. No, actually, no, he's bringing it back. It's like, what?
What's the one where they actually gave it and the
put
VAR said no?
They put the wrong message up on the screen, yeah.
It was actually a goal and you're like,
yeah.
Just imagine being a fan at the ground then.
Also in that game, the Andre Gomez ankle break.
How is Son getting a red card for that?
It was this rule that I didn't even know existed. This is very wishy-washy. That he'd give the yellow card, hadn't he? And then due to the nature of the injury or whatever, he goes over and makes it a red card. But then when you see it back, because obviously they didn't show you the actual initial leg break, Son's tackle did nothing.
Nothing.
He fell over and then in the act of him falling over, he went under his ankle, didn't it? No one notices, really initially. Then he rolls over and everyone goes, oh! Like that, oh! Everyone's like this, visibly disturbed by it. The ref's like, actually, no, you've got to go. Right.
But then again, it's
been rescinded though.
Yeah, I know, but these officials, like,
think
something has to be done because the world knows that the English officials are useless.
Yeah.
That's why they don't take them to World Cups or major competitions. They know that they're useless.
I think what would make the standard of refereeing better is if they explain decisions after the game. So
if they were interviewed like the players after the game and
explain why did you give you the card? You're like, oh, okay then. I don't agree with it, but okay then. Instead of they just scurry off and disappear.
Yeah.
There's no and they're all like moaning like.
Because literally, there's results where they're costing teams games.
Yeah.
There should be some
culpability. I know, you've got double the chance of that happening because you've got the other idiot checking it on VAR as well. But then I do think that this will be an issue later down the line because you've got those that are checking the VAR are referees as well. Will be thinking, well, no, actually, but I'll help him out. I won't. We'll stick with his decision. Yeah. I think the people that are checking it on there need to be removed from refereeing football games. So, VAR, does it stay or does it go? How will Aubameyang fare as Arsenal captain? And what are your score predictions for Liverpool Man City on Sunday? Mine are 2-2.
3-2.
3-2.
3-2. Okay. Stick by my boys.
So, I've been Jack.
I'm a fan out on loan, Stefante.
And you've been watching Football is Done out here.